Welcome back to Exercise Physiology on Catalyst University. My name is Kevin Tokoph. Please make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel for future videos and notifications. In this video, we're going to look at a general summary of the functions of HMB powder. Now, I'm probably inadvertently giving a shout out to this company. I actually use this exact company for this product, except it's in a capsule form. But this is HMB. Now, what is HMB? HMB is a metabolite of leucine metabolism. So hopefully we know by now that branched chain amino acids, or BCAAs, which would include valine, isoleucine, and leucine, are metabolized pretty much exclusively in skeletal muscle. And they're going to have two functions there. Major functions. One is really just for energy production, because skeletal muscles can actually derive a lot of energy from BCAAs, but as we're going to see, or you may have already seen in a separate video, branched chain amino acids like leucine and actually this HMB can actually indirectly stimulate mTORC1. And this massive protein complex is the protein complex that is really solely responsible for muscle protein synthesis. So I want to emphasize this. If you want to build muscle, whether it's size or just increases in strength, which involve myofibrinogenesis, you have to induce muscle protein synthesis. And this is something that occurs after a bout of resistance training. So you want muscle hypertrophy, the muscle has to increase its protein synthesis. And this is the protein complex that actually accomplishes this. Okay, so you want to stimulate this. It turns out that BCAAs, as we'll see in the next video, and HMB, which we're talking about here, stimulate this mTORC1. Now, β-Hydroxy-β-Methylbutyrate, or HMB as I'll refer to it from here on out in this video, HMB is going to indirectly stimulate mTORC1, or muscle protein synthesis. And HMB is a normal metabolite of leucine catabolism. So when leucine enters the skeletal muscle cell, it's normally going to be degraded for energy, and HMB is just a normal metabolite of that, okay? Now, there's not enough HMB that's normally produced to really by itself stimulate muscle protein synthesis. But if you supplement HMB, you load up your body with a lot of it, then you can actually stimulate muscle protein synthesis. So what you would do is you would actually supplement this HMB, it gets into your blood, it'll ultimately be taken up by the skeletal muscle, and it will actually stimulate this mTORC1. Now the way it actually does it is upstream of that. It's actually going to, the way it actually works is it actually inhibits this protein called cestrin-2. We're going to talk about the details of this in the next video, but what that's ultimately going to do is stimulate the activity of mTORC1. And that's the protein you want activated if you want muscle protein synthesis. Okay? And actually there is robust evidence that HMB is actually going to be an activator of this mTORC1, and so it's going to be beneficial and act ergogenically if you take it before and after exercise. Okay? Now what mTORC1 is actually doing is it's actually stimulating translation initiation and elongation, which are actually steps in protein synthesis. That's actually what it's doing. It's also inhibiting autophagy, and autophagy is really just cellular degradation, which will involve protein degradation. So it's twofold. It has to inhibit this process of degradation, but also stimulate the synthesis process. So if you're really wondering what HMB does, it's actually really simple. It's really just activating the protein complex, indirectly speaking, that's going to stimulate muscle protein synthesis. And again, there's not really enough of this HMB that's normally going to be present in the cell to naturally stimulate muscle protein synthesis. That's going to be the job mostly of leucine and other BCAAs. And we'll also see arginine will play a role in that as well in the next video. So if you want to augment muscle protein synthesis beyond what normally it's capable of doing, you actually have to supplement HMB. There's not going to be enough of this present normally. To supplement this, goes into the blood, gets into the muscle cell, and then it stimulates mTORC1. All right? Nothing really more complicated than that, except we are going to look at the mechanism of mTORC1 activation in the next video. So what we'll see is that the actual process of mTORC1 is actually fairly complicated, and we'll talk about that in the next video. So please join us there, but for now, hopefully this video gave you a good understanding of β-Hydroxy-β-Methylbutyrate, HMB, and please like this video and subscribe to the channel for future videos and notifications. Thank you very much.